I ain't trying to eat with y'all if you wasn't starving with the team. Back when it was time to go to war, y'all wasn't part of the regime.
I wanna, and I'm just finding this out as well. You related to Ms.Tee.
Yeah.
And if y'all don't know who that is, Ms.Tee is the first lady signed to Cash Money Records. Can you speak about her and any games she gave you?
Oh yeah, that's my love, man. Hey, you know, my dad and Ms.Tee. See, the family call her Twilly, so it'd be kind of weird calling her Ms.Tee.
Yeah.
But for, you know, content purposes, Ms.Tee, man, I learn from her every day, really. Like, we don't talk every day, but I just learn from her just in terms of, like, her experiences that she shared with me. So when I be going through my little navigations, it's like I think about shit she done told me and what not to do. You feel me? Because my auntie, she a real passionate woman. You feel me? So it's like a lot of times she might not be wrong, but the way that she come off with it, like she might rub a lot of people the wrong way. But she's a great person. You feel me? She's a great person, and that's why it's like I learned from her, just be true to yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Don't be an ass kisser. Like, put the time in on your craft and everything gonna pan out. That's why for a long time I never told nobody like this my auntie or this or that. You dig? It was more like I'm my own man. I'm gonna build my own name. But of course I got the privilege to learn from somebody who was, as you said, the first lady signed to Cash Money. So yeah, love you, Tita.
Sure. You said it's your dad's, correct?
Correct.
All right. One time you mentioned you used to be on the block with your dad when you was making transactions and stuff.
100%.
So like, why? I know that's the easier route to go.
Right.
So what steered you to go a different route?
I mean, to be real, bro, I had my encounters, right?
With the streets.
Correct. You know, in 8th grade, I made my first transaction, right? And I won't glorify what it was, you know what I'm saying? But that was my first transaction. Because again, I always wanted to make some money, just how my little brother wanted to, or just how I seen my dad, you dig? But man, to be real, it's like I have an uncle who, as I told you, was incarcerated. His name Ronnie, right? So seeing the pain that our family went through because of the drug game, you dig? That made me really not want to do it. You know, at the time I was just doing it because I figured this is a way to get some money right quick, whatever. But it wasn't, you know, what I had in my heart at the end of the day. And sometimes you gotta experience stuff for yourself to be like, yeah, I ain't rocking like this. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. And plus, as you go for your next one, VAKU came at the right time.
That was the next question, bro.
Oh, see?
Perfect.
Yeah.
That was the next question. I wanted you to speak about the brand.
Yeah.
And you say you've been doing charity work since high school.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, speak about the brand and what pushes you to do that charity work.
Yeah, what pushes me to do charity work, period, regardless of it being VAKU or not, was Hurricane Katrina. Being in them airports, well, one airport in particular where we didn't have enough money to get to where we was trying to go. And that was a flight attendant who was gracious enough to lend us the money. Well, not even lend us. It's like she gave us the money to pay for our tickets. You feel what I'm saying? And that was in a time of need. So for me, it was like, man, look, if ever I get the platform, I have the resources, even if it ain't a lot, I'm gonna make sure I do the same that somebody done for me. So that's what a charity aspect come about. You feel me? Just, you know, really just wanting to pay it forward, right? Now, as far as the brand itself with VAKU, I just remember being in Houston, drawing out a lot of stuff. Like, I want to have a cartoon show, a clothing brand, or this or that, you dig? So that was, cause that was another time of solitude, you know? I was the only child for a long time. So it's like, I just always had ideas that I wanted. And this kind of just manifested at a time when it was dark, right? It was dark in the sense of Deacon had got killed, my cousin Siddiqui. I had stopped going in the project every day how I was, but you know, that was my normal surroundings, right? Being at 3-5, because that's where I went. Yeah, McDonald 35. For those of you who may not know, McDonald 35 is the first, you know what I'm saying, black high school, you know, in New Orleans. So, yeah. So yeah, man, that's you know, a lot of stuff was going on at 3-5 at the time. Just me being from the Cali was pressure, just static. Cause you know, for whatever reason, niggas don't like niggas from out of Cali. You see what I'm saying? So, but I still had to just be a man. That was me learning how to be a man early on without, you know, having a group. Like, you know how you say you want to write, so a lot of them was all together. I was by myself. But I never cowered to say I'm not from here. I wasn't repping like that, but it's still like principles, you feel me? Got it? You know what I'm saying? So that was just one of them things where when I started being alone with my thoughts again and being creative, you know, VAKU, again, I told you I was into words heavy. And hopefully I'm not losing you at all, but I remember my 6th and 7th grade year, we had moved to Slidell, right? And this was a very pivotal point because I wasn't really into reading at the time, you dig? But St. Tammany Parish, they serious about education.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, way different from Orleans.
I bet.
You see what I'm saying? Like, as soon as I got there, it was required that you read X, Y, and Z amount of books, you know. I used to find myself calling for the bathroom break or whatever, and I just go to the library and read. Like, so that was the moment when I really started getting into the thesaurus, getting into the dictionary, things of that nature. So I came back to that during that time when I was in high school, and that's how I created the term VAKU, which means indescribable happiness, right? So from there, I always had this grand idea of, man, I want to incorporate the entertainment aspect, right, with the music and the shows and the movies and all of this type of stuff, just portraying indescribable happiness in the art form while also giving back to the community. So that's VAKU.